What's up, everybody? This is Joe from Support and Resistance Trading. I wanted to make a video for you guys talking about something I'm really excited about. I've been thinking about for a little while, and I think I'm actually just going to finally get up and do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade a small account. I contacted my broker, obviously Thinkorswim if you're familiar, and I got them to alter my net liquidity or whatever inside my actual buying power inside of my trading account, and I'm going to trade a small account for 1 month. So this is the video in preparation for it. I'm going to show you kind of what I'm going to set up and how all the rules are going to work for myself, how the challenge and my goals are. I'm going to trade with a small account. I'm going to trade with, they already got it settled up for me, $702.85. I know it's a random number because I kind of just had to pull a net amount from my account. This was kind of what was left over, for me to trade with. So a lot of people always say, I really want to get into trading, but I don't have like $2,000 or $2,500 or even $1,500. And I tell them, you can start with a little amount of money. And I know there's a couple videos on the on this idea of a small account, but most of the videos that I found, and you can always correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, are small accounts that day trade like low floats. And I know Ross was one of the bigger guys to do this. He day traded all the way from 500, like 85 bucks, all the way up to over $1 million. My goal is to not hold this and continue up to $1 million. My goal is to just back test my strategy and show you that it can be done in a 1 month time frame. And then I'm just going to go back to my normal strategy just to kind of test this. So I am going to do this using my strategies, and if you're not familiar with me, I day trade weekly options, okay? And I'm going to limit myself to the $700 in my account, okay? The other rules I'm going to put on myself are I'm only going to do a maximum of 2 contracts per trade, and I'm only going to do maximum of 2 trades per day. I'm only going to allow myself to enter a trade when the market opens at 9:30 until 11:30. Now, I can still be in a trade after 11:30, but I won't enter a trade after 11:30. Does that make sense? So if I'm in a trade from, say, 10:30 all the way until the afternoon because it's going my way or whatever, then I will stick with that trade. But I'm not going to enter a trade past 11:30. I'm also going to put a max loss of myself. I'm still indecisive about this, either between $50 and $70 a day, probably more of $70 a day. And what's going to happen is I'm going to change that loss and also change the max contracts, which over here I have already set up as 2. Depending on what I do. So I'm going to start with the 700. If I grow the account past 1,000, I'm going to allow myself up to 3 contracts per trade, and I'm going to increase my max loss of $100. If I decrease my buying power in my account below 400, I'm going to decrease my max loss to $30 or $35 and go to 1 contract to trade. Okay. The reason I want to do this is not to be like everybody else. It's to show you or to prove to myself that my strategy works. Okay, so it's kind of a dual scenario, right? I'm trying to prove that my strategy works with a little bit of leverage that's less than what I normally trade with, and I'm not using leverage to my advantage. So what I mean by that is that I want to enter a trade with a specific amount of contracts, and I don't want to change my amount to offset the risk of like actual loss. So if I took a position, right, and I took a loss on it, in my next trade, if I feel like it's going to go better my way, I may take more contracts to offset that loss, okay, and kind of use the leverage to my advantage. Now, leverage could be bad or good depending on how you view it. Somebody put it really nicely in one of my chat rooms that leverage, you can have leverage that can really help you, or it could be the noose to hang your neck on. So I think it does well for me. I'm just trying to prove that the strategy works, and B, that you can do this as well with a little as $700. Now, the reason I'm not starting with 500 is because I don't want to take one little bad trade and then I'm already not really in a good place to trade 2 contracts. I didn't start with 1,000 because the number 1,000 tends to scare people. So I'm just going to start with the $702.85, and we're going to go from there. My goal would be to, if I could double this, that would be amazing in terms of percentages, because, if you're going to trade something like this, if you're going to start with a small account, you can't look at the numbers as, man, I made 400 there, I made 300. You got to look at it as percentages. So if I can grow my account by 10% a week, or about $100, give or take a week, to me that's good. It works out to be about 20 trading days or 19 trading days because we obviously have Memorial Day off. That I will be trading this this small account. I'm going to start on Monday, which will be the 13th of May, right? 12, 11. Yeah, 13th of May, and I'm going to end the 14th of June. I'm just going to try it a month. If it works for the month, then obviously you could just extrapolate this idea and continue it on. I'm just going to go back to my main account for the summer and just continue to trade like that. So it's kind of a dual setup. I want to do it for myself to backtest my strategy and to prove that you can also do this strategy not by trading low floats like most people do it or penny stocks, but also by trading weekly options on really, really popular stocks that most people know about. So I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to show you what stocks I'm mostly going to be trading in, and I'm going to alter this ever so slightly as the week goes on, and as I start to get used to trading in some other stocks that I'm normally not trading in. For example, like Netflix and Boeing, I most likely will not be trading them in the beginning because, for example, on something like Netflix, I'm going to go out to next week since it's Friday, how expensive the contracts are. I'm going to stick to my 2 or 1 contract rule, but I'm going to minimize this so we can see for next week. Right out the money contracts are $5.95 to $5.80, and right in the money are $7.30. I mean, that's using my whole account's leverage, and I'm trying not to do that. The other thing I didn't explain is I'm going to try to look for a roughly around a 50 delta. Okay, I'm going to buy either the first out the money or the first in the money contracts. I'm not going to buy any of these or go way out down here. Now, maybe once in a while, for some reason, I may touch this second out the money earlier on in the week, or if I really want to try to grab a little bit more. But usually I'm going to go for roughly around this 50 delta. Max as low as a 40 delta. I'm not going to go below that. So on this side, 39. Okay, again, a little plus or minus. Go with that. And kind of these three, but mostly these two. The first in the money contract or the first right out the money contract. So Netflix is probably not something I'm going to trade in the beginning. I always have the SPY on here. I don't normally trade the SPY or the Qs or IWM, the Russell, but I will try to incorporate these into my strategy, more or less because the spreads are good and it fits the price action that I'm looking for. So I will have the SPY. I didn't add the Qs yet. I'll add that, and I'm going to add the IWM. Okay. And I didn't mean to hit M. I don't want Macy's. All right, there we go. So go from the most expensive to least. I always got Apple. Now, Apple in the beginning of the week most likely will be a hair too much for me in the beginning of the week at 196, normally a share. I don't know why this is not loading. Oh, great. Computer is wonderfully freezing. So Apple is later in the middle of the week. It will be possible for me to trade Apple. The contracts, once this hopefully loads, if my internet finally loads, here we go. For even next week, obviously these are next week, so 290, I can grab 2 of these, and I can still make a second trade after that if need be. If I go 1 out here, I can still grab 2 of these, and again, make a second trade if need be. So this is $200 mark is probably the max I'm going to go. We obviously got Facebook. Can always trade Facebook over here. 181, right? First out and the first in. Can always trade Facebook. Got the Qs. Definitely will have BABA, just because specifically about all the news in the media with China tariffs and everything else. BABA's pretty volatile and it will move enough in a day for me to trade my strategy, right? I need a couple bucks, so I will do BABA. But again, BABA's very close to like Netflix and stuff, and you can see the implied volatility. All right, so I will have that up here. NVIDIA, again, same, beginning of the week, probably won't be something like NVIDIA because the pricing of these contracts are just going to be a hair too much at the beginning of the week. So, we will have it, but it may not be till later or as I grow my account. IWM, again, we're going to stick like with the Qs and the SPY. Keep that in here as well. The ETFs are something, again, I don't normally trade, but I can't, you can't argue with the pricing for this, for the small account. Disney, a lot of news with Disney lately in general. Not normally used to be something I didn't trade, honestly, up until they released their streaming service. But now, something like Disney, totally affordable on the call and the put side. We got Microsoft. Okay, this thing has a lot of shares traded in a day, but it does make enough of a move. I mean, the small chart up here from 124, and obviously it's a max. We had a crazy move today of almost 128. I only need $2 move even, and we can make this happen. PayPal. All right, we got Lowe's. I got Twitter, and the last one, which must have got deleted because this thing is going to be awesome to always play, is Lyft, and it keeps deleting it out of my thing when I keep doing that. All right, but Lyft. So those are the main ones I'm going to have for the beginning, and I will add here and there depending on news of the stock and depending on if I'm watching something else. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to promise that I'm going to do, is I'm going to document everything for you guys. Now, I work and trade, so I will come back at the end of the day and make a video showing you whether I won or I lost. And I'm going to show you every single thing. I'm going to show you my account. I'm going to show you exactly how much I made, where exactly I entered, where exactly I exited, why I did what I did, what was going through my mind. I'm going to go through every single trade, word for word, and explain to you everything and show you everything. I'm not going to hide anything from you. I mean, it's $700. It's just to try to prove and back test my strategy in a small account setup to to see if it actually does work in here, and it's not just a big account setup, and that weekly options is a valuable way to trade with a small account, and that it's doable. I know a lot of people do this on Robinhood, so I mean, obviously you could replicate this on Robinhood, but this is how I'm going to trade. Since I trade at work, this is mostly my setup that I'm always running. I always have my watch list over here. I always have the level 2 now. I always keep a time of sales of the contracts. Whatever the contract that I'm watching, my active trader, my time of sales, and my one stock. And I'm watching usually the SPY in terms of the number over here, and I blow up the SPY once in a while up on my screen. But this is it. This is what I trade on, guys. While I'm at work, I don't have my 3 monitors that I have in my home setup, and makes it a little bit more challenging. So this will kind of be a nice little test for me as a trader. After 4 years of trading, see if I can manage the risk, see if I can handle this small account, really test my abilities, test my strategy, and test that I'm setting for quality setups, guys, and that they're really good and my risk is small. So when I do take a loss, if I do take a loss, which obviously I'm going to be taking losses, that they're not going to either blow out my account or take away all my winnings for like the week, right? Like I don't want to have up, say, $100 of winnings for the week, and then on Friday I go to trade and I blow out all my winnings. I mean, I can't be doing that. So that's why I have the max loss set up there, and that's why I'm also only doing keeping only 2 contracts and only 2 trades. I'm not going to trade the afternoon. I probably will not most likely be trading on Fridays, depending. They're normally not my good day, but I may try to, if I have to, trade on Friday since it's not a lot of time. I do not normally trade every day, but I'm going to try to trade every day, or even if it's only 1 trade or 1 contract, because I'm really just trying to backtest your strategy, and I want to show you guys that it's doable, like I've said. All right. So if you have any questions, comment below. If you are interested in following along with me, you can find me on the Discord chat. Search me. I'm S&R Trading, but it's S and then the and symbol R Trading. I'm in there. My previous videos, you go back, I'll tell you the chat room I'm in. I'm in Support and Resistance Mob. You can also find me, searching for that. Or you can comment below, send me a message, and I'll give you my email, and we can collaborate back and forth if you want to, follow me along. I've been mentoring a few people in the private chats on Discord, kind of talking them through a trade as I'm about to enter it and what I'm looking for in the morning at like 9:30. I'm messaging them back and forth. All right, I'm watching Facebook. This is what I'm watching for. The Facebook was a trade of mine today. Right here when we failed the VWAP break, right in here, boom, all the way down. So I was talking and helping people and discussing this with them as well. So I'm going to look for the same setups, guys. I'm just going to force myself to specific situations and using specific guidelines to see how well I do. And I'm really excited to try this, and I'm hoping people will find this to be really valuable, and that you can use the same idea if you want to grow your account. Or it could blow up in my face, and then I realize that the strategy only works for a little bit bigger accounts, because it is working for me. So it just doesn't work for these small accounts. So I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. Everybody have a great weekend, and wish me good luck. Even though there's no luck in the market, it's all strategy and emotion. So I will see you all on Monday, and thanks everybody.